Nicole, what are you doing? Do you realize how much time has passed since I messaged you? I sent you a message 5 hours ago, and you still haven't replied. As your mother-in-law, it's not appropriate for you to ignore me like this.
Sorry, Susan. I was working today, so I couldn't check my phone.
Are you telling me that you didn't check your phone even once in 5 hours? Are you saying that you didn't take a break or use the restroom during that time?
Today was incredibly busy. I didn't have a chance to check my phone.
I find that hard to believe, but let's move on. You're coming over for dinner this weekend, right? We're having a family dinner to celebrate my husband's upcoming birthday. James told you about it, right?
Yes, indeed. This Friday night, correct? We will be there.
Dinner is planned for 8 p.m. However, I would like you to arrive by 6 p.m. Please make sure you're not late.
Susan, please wait. James will be working that day, so it's possible we won't make it by 6 p.m.
Don't worry about James. If he's working, he's working. But you have the day off on Friday, correct? There are many things I need to prepare in advance. So I require your presence by 6 p.m.
I understand. In that case, if James can't leave work on time, we can take separate cars. However, since you never let me help in the kitchen during our visits, I assumed I'd come with James once he finishes work.
Dinner preparations are not the only tasks for this gathering. I need to clean up the place before Michael and his wife arrive, among other things.
Okay. I suppose I can assist you with that.
Wanda will be here around 7 p.m. At least I know I can rely on my oldest son's wife to help with dinner. Unlike my other daughter-in-law, who is not adept in the kitchen, right? Furthermore, Wanda kindly offered for us to move in with them next month. Unlike someone else I know, right? There's no comparison between you and her.
I apologize. I understand your point. However, instead of having you move in with us to assist with your financial situation, we have been providing you with monthly financial support, haven't we? It would be nice if you considered that sometimes.
Yes, but that's all you do for us. If you had allowed us to move in with you, perhaps my opinion of you would be higher. But perhaps it's for the best that we didn't live together. Our personalities don't quite align, do they? That, and you've been married to my son for 3 years without giving me any grandchildren.
We're not currently considering having children.
What? You're already 30 years old, aren't you? How can you not be thinking about children yet?
Didn't Wanda just have her first child last year? She's much older than I am.
So now you're comparing yourself to her? My Michael married Wanda just over a year ago. She was in her mid-30s when they got married, which is why. And she gave me a grandchild soon after getting married. But you married James in your 20s. You've been married to James for 3 years. And you're still not pregnant. Stop comparing yourself to Wanda and attempting to make her look bad.
That was never my intention. I apologize if it seemed that way.
Honestly, I don't know why James married someone like you. Wanda mentioned that after she had her baby, you hardly ever visit her and Michael. Oh. Wait a minute. Is it because you're jealous of her?
I don't visit them frequently because James is busy with work. I accompany James whenever he goes to visit them. I don't go by myself because Michael is James's brother, not mine.
Is that so? Or is it because you're too preoccupied with infertility treatments? I've heard that infertile people can't stand being around children because it makes them too jealous. So, that's why you two are not even thinking about having any children right now, huh?
That's not the case.
Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. I have a grandchild. And I have one daughter-in-law who cares enough to let us move in with her. Wanda is the perfect daughter-in-law. So, I suppose having just one unhelpful daughter-in-law is fine with me. If you're not going to be helpful, at least try not to obstruct us.
I'm sorry. I'll do my best.
That's what you say, but I know you try to act all nice and proper in front of me. But I'm aware that you often speak ill of me to James, aren't you? James told me not long ago that he wants me to start being nicer to you. So, it's clear that you've been speaking negatively about me behind my back. You're simply attempting to create conflicts within our family.
I didn't say anything to James.
Are you suggesting that James started thinking that for no reason, then? Or maybe James is acting differently because he's been living with you for so long. If you genuinely didn't say anything to him, just make sure you don't say anything in the future either. You wouldn't want me to dislike you even more than I already do.
I understand.
You should be grateful that I even invited you to this family dinner. The fact that I extended an invitation should demonstrate my kindness.
Nicole, what are you doing? We're preparing to sit down for a meal. When you said you were going out for a second, what did you mean?
I went to the grocery store down the street. I'm currently on my way back.
The grocery store? Did someone ask you to pick something up?
Not exactly. Your mom mentioned there wasn't enough food for me. So she suggested I go out and buy my own.
She did what? That's absurd. I'll talk to her immediately.
Wait. Please don't do that. Today is partly your dad's birthday party too. So let's not make a big deal out of it today. It's fine. I already purchased my dinner, anyway.
That's not the point.
I'm approaching the house right now, so don't worry about it. If we endure her for a few more hours, everything will be fine.
No, it won't. She invited us over for dinner. And then tells you that you can't have any? That's absurd. That's the most impolite thing I've ever heard. I actually thought she was starting to come around and accept you.
But discussing it right now won't solve the problem. They seem to be enjoying themselves without me. Let them have their fun.
Well, it's not fun for me. I won't sit here and allow my mom to mistreat my wife like this.
Thank you. But if your family doesn't like me, they don't like me. It's not the end of the world. It makes me sad, but there's nothing we can do about it.
What is it?
The door's locked. Your mom saw me coming up the driveway and went over to the door. I saw her through the window. I thought she was going to open it for me.
What?
Wait, your mom just messaged me. She just told me to eat outside and not to attempt coming back in.
Just go home.
Huh.
Take the car and go home. You have the keys in your purse, right? You don't have to come back in here. I'll handle my mom. You just go home.
If I did that.
Don't worry. I'll find my own way back. Take the car and go. Thanks for enduring her for this long. I know you did it for me. I'll take care of this once and for all.
James? Oh my God. I can hear you yelling from out here. James, is everything okay? I've never heard you yell before.
It's over. I'm heading home now. I took a taxi. Are you at home?
Yes, I'm home. James, is everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine. I just wish I had taken action earlier. You seemed so calm throughout all this. So I didn't realize it was such a significant issue. I'm sorry. And I apologize for thinking my mom would eventually change her mind.
I'm okay, so don't worry about it. But what did you mean by it's over?
I confronted them all. I severed all ties with my family. I'm finished with them. We're finished with them.
Huh? You cut all ties with them. Is it because of the argument you were having with them? I could hear you yelling at them from outside. I was so surprised. I had never heard you yell before.
They went too far. And when you told me what they did to you, I just lost control. But it's their fault for provoking such anger in me. Anyway, I informed them that I will never speak to them again. And I won't assist them anymore.
Are you sure you're okay with that? I mean, they might not have liked me. But they were always nice to you, weren't they?
That's not the point. Anyone who would mistreat my wife clearly doesn't care about me. Well, it was mostly my mom, but my dad, my brother, and even his wife all laughed at what Mom did. They found it amusing. Why would they find that funny? I couldn't believe my mom would do such a thing to you. And I couldn't believe my family would support her actions either. It's a cruel thing to do to anyone.
James. I'm sorry. Maybe it's my fault for not being kinder to her. I mean, I was against them moving in with us to help them out.
That's not true. I didn't want them to move in with us either. It was my decision, so it's not your fault. But I think my mom placed all the blame on you. Regardless, they are not my family if they would treat you like that. I don't need them. I have you.
Thanks, James. Honestly, I don't think I could have tolerated your mom much longer. But I hoped that if I endured her, everyone would eventually accept me as part of the family. I guess that's not the case.
Well, now you don't have to worry about enduring them. And you don't have to concern yourself with what she thinks anymore. I married you for who you are. I don't want you to change just to please them.
Thanks, James. I'd be happy with just you as my family too.
Oh, and this means I won't be giving them any money each month anymore. If they can't afford their own bills, I don't care anymore. Let's take the money we used to give them each month and put it into our savings.
Are you sure that's okay?
My parents will be living with my brother and his wife soon. So they'll be fine. I don't know why they expected me to continue supporting them even after they moved in with my brother. Like I said, I'm done with them. I won't give them anything, and I don't want anything from them. We're through. Besides, I wouldn't be inheriting anything from them anyway. They're practically broke. The only asset they have is their house. But once it's sold, that's all the money they'll have. And that small place won't sell for much. No one is even interested in it. They haven't had any potential buyers. And if it does eventually sell, the money they receive from the sale will have to sustain them through retirement. I should have stopped supporting them and insisted they move in with my brother a long time ago. Then we wouldn't have wasted so much money on them.
It must be difficult to sever all ties with your family so suddenly. I'm sorry. But I'm really glad that you chose me over them.
Well, of course, I would choose you. You're the most important person to me.
James, I'm so grateful I married you. You always think of me. And I know you've been trying to get your mom to ease up on me for a while.
Yes, I have. But she never did she? I feel like I let you down somehow.
Not at all. I'm truly happy that you made an effort.
I'll make sure you never have to experience something like that again.
Thanks.
Oh. How about we use this opportunity to go on vacation? We can take our minds off everything. We're not financially supporting my parents anymore. So let's indulge a little and go on an amazing trip.
Really? I thought you said we would save that money.
It's a fresh start for us. Besides, you deserve a chance to relieve all the stress my mom caused you, right?
Well, I guess it's okay to splurge once in a while.
Great! Oh, and I never got a chance to have dinner. Is there anything at home we can eat?
I figured you wouldn't be staying for dinner. So I made something for both of us. Let's have dinner together. I'll wait for you.
Thanks. You're the best. I love your cooking. My mom was crazy to keep you out of her kitchen.
Nicole. Are you and James not home today?
Susan?
I apologize. I informed James that I would never contact either of you again, but this is an emergency. I attempted to reach out to James, but it appears that he has blocked our number.
I'm sorry. Please refrain from messaging me any further. I told James the first wouldn't speak to you anymore. So, goodbye.
Wait. This is an emergency. Please, let me speak to James.
James is currently in the hot tub. I cannot give him the phone.
The hot tub?
Yes. We're on vacation.
So that's why you're not at home on your day off, huh?
Are you at our house right now?
Yes. You two are the only people left for us to turn to.
Us? Turn to. What's going on?
To be honest, things are really bad at home. You guys stopped assisting us with our bills. And the social security checks from the government aren't sufficient to sustain us. Things are terrible for us.
Only government checks? I understand we're not supporting you anymore. But you're living with Michael and Wanda now, aren't you? You shouldn't have any bills to pay other than food, right?
It turns out that Michael quit his job. And Wanda stopped working long ago to stay home and raise the baby. It seems Michael and Wanda were expecting to live off of our money this whole time. They didn't know James was giving us money. They thought we had lots of money in a retirement fund or something. But supporting 4 adults and a baby on what my husband and I receive from the government is impossible.
Of course it is. But that really has nothing to do with us, so I'm sure the 4 of you will figure something out.
Nicole, don't abandon us like this. We're really in trouble here.
You've despised me ever since you met me. And you've treated me poorly ever since James. And I told you that you couldn't live with us. Despite all that, we've been supporting you and your husband until now. But after what happened last month, I have no idea why you would ask me for help now. Why do you think you can turn around and ask me for help?
But I apologize. I thought you didn't want us living with you because you hated us. That's why I started being mean to you.
What you did really hurt me. Besides, it wasn't just me. That was a decision both James and I made together. James clearly explained that to you, didn't he?
He did, but we thought he was just covering for you. And it made us really sad when he turned us down. We genuinely believed you two would be there for us. Won't you please try to understand our perspective?
I'm sorry we didn't meet your expectations. I can understand you not liking me if you thought I was the reason for that. But that still wouldn't justify how you treated me.
I know, but I mean, I never intended to take it that far.
Since James has cut all ties with you, it means I am not related to you in any way. So I won't be helping you. I believe James will feel the same.
That's not true. I'm his mother. James is a good person. I know he'll start sending us money again. Anyway, when James comes back from the hot tub, tell him to give me a call.
He's just going to say the same thing I said. He already told you he never wants to speak to you again.
That seems impossible. How will we survive? If he doesn't help, his parents, his brother, and his brother's entire family will go hungry. Consider the baby's well-being.
Is that true?
What do you mean, is that true? Haven't you understood anything I've been saying? If you guys start supporting us again, I promise I'll treat you like my daughter-in-law. Isn't that what you always wanted?
I genuinely don't care either way. As far as we're concerned, you're no longer part of the family.
I don't care how you feel, but James is my son. I'm his mother. No matter what you say, he's still part of our family.
That's probably true. But James himself decided he never wanted to speak to you again. I wasn't even present when he made that decision. So, I don't understand why you think talking to him instead of me will change anything. I think you need to grasp that. And it sounds like Michael is responsible for the situation you're in now. Make him do something about it. It sounds like he planned to rely on you.
Please, Nicole. Things are really dire here. It's not just about the money. In fact, ever since Wanda found out that we have no money, she won't listen to me at all. She's treating me worse than you ever did. She's even yelling at me and my husband. She believes we should find jobs and support ourselves. We're retired, and yet she still expects us to find work and take care of them.
Ah, but they let you live with them, just as you wanted. So that's a positive outcome, right? Wanda is the perfect daughter-in-law, isn't she? Isn't that what you told me?
She was just deceiving us. She told us that if we don't have any money in the bank, then we need to sell our house quickly and give them the money if we want to continue living with them. Michael won't listen to anything we say either. He only does what Wanda tells him to do. Wanda has complete control over him. I never wanted a daughter-in-law like her. I should have never let my son marry an older woman like her. We made a mistake. That's why we want to live with you and James.
No, thank you. That's not going to happen.
Please. I'm sorry for everything I've done to you. I regret it all. I promise I'll never do it again. So, please, just give me one more chance. I don't want to go back to Michael's house. And there's nothing left in ours. We sold all the furniture before we moved in with Michael. That's the money we've been surviving on this past month. If we go back to that empty house, we'll still have nothing.
You've despised me ever since you met me. And you took pleasure in treating me horribly. You even laughed as you did it, didn't you? And you compared me to Wanda at every opportunity, didn't you? You wanted me to feel miserable, didn't you? You're only being nice to me now because you want something from me. Try to see things from my perspective. Do you honestly think I want to live with someone like that?
But I told you, I won't treat you like that anymore.
But that doesn't mean I can instantly forget everything you've done to me. The way you treated me is not something I can simply overlook and move on from. I was being nice until now simply because you were James's mother. But according to him, you're not anymore. So don't even think about interfering in our lives.
But I don't want to go back to Michael's house.
You made your choice. Oh, James is back now.
Let me talk to him. Tell him what's happening. Tell him about our situation. What is he saying?
He said never to contact us again. And he said if you set foot in our house, he will call the police.
You're joking, right? James wouldn't say something like that to his own mother.
He wants to know if you forgot what cutting all ties means. He's truly fed up with this. He said this is the final time he will tell you. Never attempt to contact us again. He doesn't care what happens to either of you.
Nicole, help us. I regret how I treated you. I genuinely do. I know if you give me another chance, we can get along really well. How about you and I team up and make Wanda's life a living nightmare?
Why would you ask me for help? I'm the useless daughter-in-law, remember? I thought you were happy to have one daughter-in-law. Who cares enough about you to let you move in with her? You should try to be kind to Wanda. After all, you'll be living with her for a long time. Following that, Susan and her husband had to seek part-time employment due to Michael and Wanda's refusal to work. Wanda claimed she was too occupied with taking care of the baby to even handle the household chores. Consequently, Wanda assigned all of those tasks to Susan as well. As a result of Susan being preoccupied with her jobs, the place eventually turned into a mess. Apparently, Michael and Wanda had been experiencing financial difficulties even before his parents moved in. That's why Wanda and he decided to let his parents move in with them initially. Michael was unaware that his parents had no savings, and that James and I were assisting them with some of their bills. Now, Susan is constantly complaining to Wanda, not only about how they deceived her, but also about their parenting style. I heard that Tristan decided to try his luck with gambling as a quick way to make money. But I suppose that only landed them in even deeper debt, making their situation worse. If Susan's house ever sells and Michael receives the money from it, it seems that amount will only be used to pay off debts. It won't put them in a better financial position at all. We only know all of this because one of James's relatives reached out to inform us about the trouble Tristan got himself into. However, since he brought all of this upon himself, nobody is willing to assist him in resolving it. I don't really know what happened to them after that. And neither James nor I really care. There were numerous problems within that entire family. So James is relieved that he severed ties with them before getting us entangled in all of this as well. Anyway, it has been 6 months since then. And James and I discovered that we're expecting a baby. Things will be challenging for us since it's our first child. But James is always there to support me whenever I need it. I know he will be an excellent father. We have also relocated from our previous house, so we no longer have to worry about James's parents unexpectedly showing up. Without their presence causing stress, things should be just fine for both of us. We are eagerly anticipating the arrival of our new baby, so that all three of us can embark on our new life together.